Hello everybody, welcome. It's Thursday 15th of October 2020. My name is Diane and this is my channel where I share my hobby cross stitch. Big thank you to everybody who commented, gave thumbs ups and yeah, subscribed. I'm amazed that I have over 170 subscribers. When I started this I really thought I might get maybe 20. And that was fine because I was doing it for my own pleasure, my own fun in sharing my hobby. But it also makes me aware that other floss tubers have a theme to their channel and I don't really have a theme at all. It's just where my hobby takes me. So, hope you find something you like. Thank you for tuning in. To start with, I have an FO. Remember this? The popcorn autumn? I'm really pleased with how it's come out. There we go. It's finished. Yeah, I changed the hearts in the scarf. In the chart they were supposed to be brown, but I preferred red, so I did red. And I'm going to frame this. I've got it's a plastic frame, but it looks quite nice, looks like wood. Take the glass out and I'm going to post it to my parents for their wedding anniversary. They've been married 65 years at the end of October, and I realised for the last 40 odd years I've always given them a card with teddy bears on it. It's just become a tradition, so I hope they like this one. I'm going to put this, and I have another finish. There we go. Purranormal Halloween by Twin Peak Primitives. And I took a look in my stash. Oh, I changed one of the colours. The letters were supposed to be brown, but I thought black looked better on this fabric. This fabric is a sort of, I think, a 28 count, something or other, that I dyed myself with violet. And in my stash, I had this frame. It's a little old, a little battered. That's actually wallpaper someone's put in there. And it's got a couple of chips here, but I know my daughter's got some black nail varnish. And I think, if I hold it next to it, I think that'll look quite good. I'll show it next week when I've got it FFO'd. And what else? I had a new start. I belong to a Facebook group, and I think they had a challenge sometime, perhaps for a new start or something like that. So I dug this out, and this is a Thea Gouverneur kit. Yeah, all about coffee. And excuse me. Yeah, this is on the sort of cheese linen that's typical in the Thea Gouverneur kits, typical for Dutch embroidery, and that is the E in the middle. In the middle there, that E. It's the first time I've ever stitched anything that was just all words, and although it's only the beginning of a letter, I actually quite enjoyed it. Counting on this fabric was a little difficult. I've got used to using 16 count Ada, but with good lighting it should work out. And I had another start. Oh yeah, also because of the YouTube group. I think it was stitched something to do with Christmas. Well, I loosely chose this. It's winter for us. And this is a little kit by Orcraphics, which is a small Dutch designer web shop. And that's as far as I got. Oh, that's really showing up quite orangey. It isn't. It's a darker red than that, much more Christmassy red. And that is not actually white stitching on there. it's light blue. I'll show you. There's actually a light blue edge along here. So I started that. Might get it done in time for Christmas. Who knows? And then, what else? Oh yes. Be naughty. I saw this advertised. Again, an insanely cheap price, and I love roses. I just had to get it. It's going to be a white rose. I've got my multicoloured rose, I think downstairs somewhere with all my whips, and after that I'm going to stitch this one. And I thought, oh, that's a nice little rose. Yeah, I'm very good at looking at tiny little pictures on my mobile and thinking, oh, that's cute and small. And when it came, this is the size of the fabric. So it's not going to be tiny at all. I actually like that. It's a kind of linen, I think, but it's sort of oatmeal colour. It's really pretty. And at first I thought, oh gosh, oh, it's stuck together. There's one lot of colours. And there's the other two. As you can see, there's quite a lot of, yeah, quite a lot of stitching in that one. But then of course you get the detail, don't you? I'm going to enjoy that one. And then, just move it out of the way. Last time I mentioned that I bought some frames when thrifting, and I'd show you them if I had something to do with them. I do not know what this one's made of. It's actually much more sort of poisonous frog green than the green you're seeing. It's really heavy. And around about the same time, I saw this go on sale, which is Brew, also by Orcraphics. So I thought, might look good in there. Let's see if I can get that done in time for Halloween. Let's take a look, see what's inside here. I haven't opened it. All I did was take out this, and I honestly, it's 14 count, Zweigart Ada, comes with a kit, but I don't think the colour goes. It's much more yellowy, and it doesn't really go, so I think I'm going to dye this with some grey. I think that'll work. Let's have a look at the colours. Oh, needle, of course. Ah, those are the colours. Fold it that way, you can still see them. Yeah, I think those are pretty Halloween colours, and I think it'll look really ghoulish in that green frame. I'm going to have fun with that. Now, other acquisitions. I had something here I found. It's a freebie, and I don't know if I'll ever stitch it. I've lost it. Oh, here it is. I don't know if I'll ever stitch it, but this is from Cross Stitch Collectibles. Every month they have a new mandala, and they do a section of the mandala as a bookmark which you can download for free in that month. 75 stitches by 200, and I haven't checked how many colours it is. It's usually about 70-80 colours. Don't be fooled. These free charts are only if you have substantial stash, because you're not going to go and buy 70 things of floss for it. But I thought that was quite pretty. I got that. And now, end of next week, I think, 2 weeks time, around about then, we've got Halloween. So I was digging out my old Halloween things that I've made. This was one of the first things I stitched when I got back. Oh, you can see everything, can't you? There we go. Yeah, this was one of the first things I stitched when I got back into stitching. It's a wild violet cross stitch design, or it's based on it. I was in a great hurry to try and get it finished, ready to put up that night. I stitched it, I think, 2 years ago on the 31st of October. So there's some changes here in the broom. I just kept on stitching, and I probably didn't use the called for colours. I just grabbed what I could find in my stash in a hurry. There was also a brown paper, I think lunch bag somewhere here, and I took that out. We don't use brown paper lunch bags in the Netherlands. It doesn't mean anything to us. But I left the sweets in, and I decided to stitch the cobweb in gold. I had a really thick kind of gold, almost cord. I don't know. I got it when I took over someone else's stash. Oh, do you want to see the back? This is my glorious framing talents at work. Look at that piece of sellotape holding it in place. I don't really care about the backs. The other one I have to put up, I put up at Halloween, is this one. It's a Nora Corbett Bewitching Pixie. I think this one's Cleo. I took out the glass from the frame because there's some beading here and stuff. Yeah, that was my first beading, actually. My first Nora Corbett. Took me long enough to do it, but I got it done in the end. And then when I finished that one, I did this one. And this is, how is it? Xenia. It's another Bewitching Pixie. And this is behind glass. There's some beading in there, but this was quite a loose frame, so there was enough space for it. And this is stitched on, I think, 14 or a 16 count sort of brown cloud Ada, which I really like. You can't see it as brown in my camera. It's just not picking out the colours, but that's brown. And this one, Cleo, is, yeah, you can almost see it. This is actually green cloud, but I think 28 count or 32 count even weave. And there were only 2 pieces of this. It was a sample that a factory had done, and Pedals, that's a web shop here in the Netherlands, had it for sale, and I managed to get both pieces. And it's really nice, and it's a pity there's no more to be had. And the last thing I have, another heavy frame, is this one that I did. This is another Wild Violet cross stitch design. Was it the primitive tarot cards? I think Snipper, the Stitcher, and the Ripper. I think I changed the order in which they were advertised or something, because she put them together, I think, for a needle roll or something like that. And I changed, I think it was this one, the way the floss goes through the pattern, just so that it met up here and it meets up here. So those are my Halloween designs. Yeah, I've dashed through that, haven't I? Well, it feels like I've been speaking fast. Back to this one. I don't need the chart anymore. If anybody wants it, let me know. Be warned, there are no colour numbers, so you have to figure out what tan is, what light tan is. I must say, I googled DMC mink brown, and the colour that came up looked exactly like the colour I had stitched with in here, in this chart. And yeah, there's also full crosses, half crosses, 3/4 crosses, quarter crosses, back stitching, long stitching, and French knots. And the key is so small, there were at least 3 times I stitched the wrong colour simply because I couldn't pick out the different symbol in the key. But that could just be down to me. So we want, it's not as easy as the name Popcorn would let you believe. But I must say, with the chart, although there was a lot on the chart in a small space sometimes, I was able to use it and follow it without a problem. The only time I couldn't see exactly what I was doing with some of the bit back stitching, when it actually followed the grid lines on the chart, then you can't see that. So if anybody wants that, let me know. and I'll get in touch with you. Do I have anything else to show? I don't think so. That's it. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you found something that you liked seeing. Thank you for subscribing if you did. And I hope to see you again in my next video. Take care. And if I don't see you before Halloween, have a really great Halloween. Bye-bye.